Okay, welcome to Lights, Camera, Barstool. Today, we're going to be doing some news, and we're going to be doing a review of Godzilla, the new Empire.
These don't deserve subtitle.
Yeah.
These movies, I don't mean that like in a mean way. I just mean it as like, just call it like Godzilla Kong every single time. Godzilla Kong 5.
Godzilla 2, Godzilla 3. You don't need like the subtitle shit. It's not really necessary. Well, unless the literal subtitles, yes, when you're going to watch the actually good Godzilla, it's like Godzilla -1.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be reviewing Godzilla. But first, news items. Right off the bat, something came up yesterday, which looks awesome just on its face. Legendary picked up the rights to Annie Jacobson's book, Nuclear War: A Scenario, with hopes that it'll be Denis Villeneuve's next project after Dune. Also, Dune Messiah was just announced to be in production, although
that could mean so many different things.
Yeah, that doesn't mean, it just means it was like, hey, we're greenlit. Like, yeah, no shit. It was like WB's like highest grossing movie. Like,
yeah. Like they put the title on a piece of paper and like they're probably starting some previs or something. I don't know.
And like I feel like Denis said like, I want them to be older in the next one. So like I don't think he's in a huge rush to go make Messiah anyway. But Legendary picked it up and they're hoping that after Dune, now this will be Denis' next project. The book explores a ticking clock scenario about what could happen in the event of a nuclear war. Like if you want anything that's going to be sort of even remotely post-apocalyptic, if you can get I would say the #1 sci-fi director working right now, as far as like, and like not just talking about like legendary directors like Ridley Scott or whatever, like you're gonna get Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah, no, I mean, am I a little over the nuclear fallout stuff? Yeah, but I mean, Denis Villeneuve doing it, sign me the fuck up. I do. He's like signed up for like 4 different things now for his next project. I've heard 4 different things. It's like this. Some people were reporting that this is confirmed as his next project. No. There's the Rama. What is it?
Yeah.
It's like Rendezvous with Rama. And then Dune Messiah has been thrown out there too. And another Sicario movie. There was like chatter that he might come back for it. Whatever he does next at this point, it's going to be a huge box office hit. And I think everyone knows who Denis Villeneuve now is. Like that, I think that's the big thing. It's like when Nolan did the Batman trilogy and then all of a sudden he can do Inception, he can do Interstellar, he can do whatever the fuck he wants now. That is where Denis at. He can pick his next project.
He signed up for Rendezvous with Rama, Cleopatra,
Ooh,
Dune Messiah, and then unnamed Denis Villeneuve's secret project.
Give me that. Give me the mystery box.
I'm very curious. What is? I did not know he signed on to do anything with Cleopatra.
How far away are we from the Denis Villeneuve does a Star Trek movie rumors? I feel like that is the mark of a great director in the 21st century. Tarantino, Nolan, just immediately McQuarrie. They've all been attached at some point to a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for anything he wants to do. Like we've talked about him as far as like whenever we do a draft of directors, like there is nobody in the world right now that just doesn't really have a miss like he does. Like he just like literally everything's hit. And like the weird thing about Villeneuve versus like someone like Nolan is like the box office doesn't always reflect that. I feel like people just think like, oh, that's the guy that directed the financially successful movie Blade Runner 2049.
Flop.
It was a flop.
Yeah, Prisoners. What a hit.
Yeah.
Nope.
None of the movies, like these movies are incredible. They don't always succeed at the box office like a guy like Nolan does, but his movies are always incredible, which is like, I don't know how you maybe needs better marketers or something.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Dune Part 2 again on Wednesday, 4th visit. It's really just like incredible, the action inside the movie. It's like no one is better. Like when the action's happening, you can freeze the frame and it looks incredible, like from a cinematography standpoint, not just the action looking great in terms of like entertainment value. I don't know. Like whatever he does next, I'm there for it.
Everything turns to gold.
Do Jumper 2.
That would be hysterical if that was his unnamed secret project. Was Jumper 2, bringing back Hayden and Samuel. Was there any other?
I mean,
good actors in that?
Hayden's wife. That's where he met her, Rachel Bilson. Or I guess ex-wife now.
Yeah. Oh, fuck,
thank you,
dude.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, no, she's a hater. She's a huge hater. The fact that she's like, what'd she say? Like, I never came until I met Bill Hader.
Dude, like, I think that's the worst thing anyone could ever say.
Publicly, that's like the most insane thing to say. Tales of the Empire dropped a trailer. Speaking of Hayden Christensen, the Tales of the Jedi, was that last year or 2 years ago? It feels like forever ago now. Animated series are little, like I would say more of like an anthology type of little tales thing. The Tales of the Jedi was awesome. Tales of the Empire looks like it's going to focus on Morgan Lisbeth, who obviously you get introduced to in Mandalorian, got a little bit more of in Ahsoka. You get Thrawn, you have Barriss, who was a big character in the end few episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. You get Inquisitors, you get Grievous, a whole bunch of different characters coming back. Looks incredible, looks awesome, and I think I tweeted as much. Nobody is as successful, like, as far as like anything within the Star Wars universe. Nothing is as like consistently great as their animated creators are, because they are always amazing. And I think that medium is so perfect for Star Wars, just because you're not like limited by like anything, by sets, by any of that shit. It's amazing.
Yeah, the animation looks. It's always like when I first started watching Star Wars animated series, and I think most people go through this. It takes a bit to get used to.
Yeah,
and it's always looked pretty good, despite the weird kind of style that they use. This looks like they've completely like taken it up 5 notches, even past where the Bad Batch has been for the past 2 seasons, which isn't a show I watch a ton, but people like it. Yeah, this looks incredible. I'll be there for it. I wish the Disney Plus live action series had the consistency that the animation did, because it feels like the animation, you can just bank on it. Like, it's gonna be good if you decide to watch it.
Exactly. Like, no matter what, it's crazy how much better like the animated series was than the prequel trilogy, than the sequel trilogy, than like almost anything live action until you got Mandalorian. But it looks amazing.
It also looks like this will act the same way the Clone Wars series did for the prequel trilogy, where it's going to be in service of the storylines they're setting up right now.
Exactly.
With the Disney Plus shows, and then I guess the movies will... Yeah, because they're doing the Mandalorian movie. So, this will be a nice primer if you decide to dive into it. Hopefully it's not required viewing is the only thing I request. Like, we don't need required viewing for... I like the animated series. That's not a route to go.
Stay tuned to Fortnite. I'm sure they'll release some more information there. So that's like our news bulletin. And also, speaking of Star Wars, there's a Star Wars Outlaws trailer. By the time you're watching this, I believe the new trailer for Star Wars Outlaws will be out.
Oh, does that drop tomorrow?
I believe I saw someone tweet that was coming out tomorrow. Well, but we're recording this on Friday. It will be on Saturday. We got a first look at Christian Bale and Jesse Buckley in Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, set in 1930 Chicago. Frankenstein asks Dr. Euphronius to help create a companion. They give life to a murdered woman as the bride, sparking romance, police interest, and radical social change. Christian Bale, Jesse Buckley, Annette Bening, Penelope Cruz, Julianne Hough, Peter Sarsgaard. Really interesting cast. Obviously, Frankenstein, not exactly a tire with no tread.
No.
Beyond even just like the direct one-to-one adaptations, there's like shit like...
It's kind of weird that it's had a really strange resurgence over the past year.
It had, what do you call it? Obviously, Poor Things was huge.
Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Lisa Frankenstein, that's right. I forgot about doing that.
There was another one, wasn't there? Or there's another one coming.
I believe so, yeah.
And there's obviously like a million Dracula movies coming up too.
Everything worked except for the Universal universe of monsters.
I want them to go back to that. That photo is so funny.
Every single person green screened in.
Fucking Sofia Boutella in it.
Insane. She was supposed to be
Was she gonna be the bride? No.
Was she
the mummy?
Cleopatra? She was the mummy, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But yeah, I mean, looks like, that's, you just look at it and you're like, there's Christian Bale in a big, goofy, weird looking role. Sure. Yeah, I'm down no matter what. And Jessie Buckley is an actress. I think when, I want to say Chernobyl came out, that next episode of the pod, I was like, this is like an actress where like, I would bet money on her right now to win an Oscar in the future. She's so fucking good and talented. And then like she went on, I think she got nominated, not for Men, but for something else like the next year or something like that.
Was she?
She's super, super talented. And I'm excited to see anything she does, honestly. She got nominated for something. Was it?
Yeah, no, I'm looking right now. Woman Talking.
Oh.
Boo. We hate that. Barstool. Viva!
Fucking Viva, baby. But yeah, looks good. Julia Garner is playing the female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four adaptation they have coming with like... Right, it was Pedro Pascal. It was Ebon Moss-Bachrach. It was Vanessa Kirby. And who's the fourth one I'm missing?
Pedro Pascal?
No, wait, you said Stranger Things homie. Eddie
Joseph Quinn.
Still don't get that at all.
I really...
not even close to getting that.
That's still... This casting for Julia Gardner and the Silver Surfer is less perplexing
yes.
than Joseph Quinn is the Human Torch.
This is an odd one. It's like I don't really know enough about the comic book world of Silver Surfer to be like, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's good. Like I just don't. Like, but I do think when I see Julia Garner, I'm like, I've seen the clips. Like, I never finished Ozark, but like, I see the clips. Like, she seems like she's a good actress.
She was nominated 3 years in a row, right?
I believe
for Best Supporting Actress.
But then she was in that god awful Shonda Rhimes.
Say less.
What the fuck was that thing? The thing about the scamming European girl. Do you remember that series? There's like that scammer,
No, I don't.
There's like this scammer European girl that like pretended she was like European royalty and was scamming all this Anna.
Oh
something.
yeah, becoming Anna.
Something like that. It was god awful, and she was not good in it at all. But it's hard to blame her because the series should have never been made. But that's just a Shonda Rhimes thing too, by the way. And this is just me hating on her.
Go ahead, rant. Let me hear some Grey's talk.
Grey's Anatomy is just so fucking bad, man. And like the first few seasons of it are like legitimately like it's good drama, like it's solid. It just goes so off the rails so quickly. And I think I was tweeting about it a couple days ago. The fact that they invest not only just her like writing it and producing it and doing all this stuff for it, but like for the fans too, they invest all this time in these characters, and she just does not know how to kill them other than fucking hit by a bus, train crash, plane crash. Like, she does not know how to just let them leave, go somewhere else, or like get shot even. Like, it doesn't have to be like flattened by a vehicle. It's crazy.
Do you remember when she just died in like the 7th season and they just played that Frey song?
Oh, when she like drowned?
Yes.
And then they play the Frey until she comes back to life. Yeah. Which they, by the way, did way better in Scrubs. Great Scrubs episode with Dr. Cox losing all the patients to rabies or whatever. Yes. Great episode. That.
Oh my god. No, like it's just this show, and they just renewed it for a 21st season.
I think without Pompeo too.
Oh my god.
Who was getting paid like $1 million an episode or some obscene fee like that.
Yeah, I respect her like being a good enough actress to probably make the jump to movies and do like other premiere stuff and just being like, nope, I'm gonna just continue to shoot another season of Grey's Anatomy, live off this for the rest of my life.
What was the last movie she was in? Like Catch Me If You Can? Like,
oh yeah, I mean, I can't remember
crazy
ever. Yeah, no. Where were we?
Julia Garner.
They must have thrown the bag at her. This is not a role that I think any actress would want to take on at this point. With Marvel, not just Marvel is just like in a dip. It's just obviously like this is a role where like it's gonna get shit on. It's already being shit on. From what I understand, in the comics, this is a very normal thing for the Silver Surfer to have the female Silver Surfer to make an appearance. I'm not big on the Fantastic Four comics as much as I love comic books. The only exposure I really had to them is through Spider-Man. I'm not familiar with this character at all. I'll give it a chance. She's obviously a good actress, or people like her as an actress. But yeah, man, a weird decision by Marvel. A very weird decision by Marvel. We'll see how it plays out.
I only know Silver Surfer through the second Fantastic Four movie. That's literally it.
Yeah,
the only reason thing I know.
I honestly don't know if it's a character that can work in live action.
It's
just a very weird. The design is so trippy and like requires so much CGI that a fully CGI characters rarely work.
You're just a T-1000 that surfs. It's like one of the most ridiculous concepts. But yeah, another superhero thing. Craig Gillespie might direct Supergirl with Millie Alcock.
That's a good pick.
That is a great pick, especially because he is such an interesting director in that, number one, I think he's, if you're looking at guys that direct women the best, he might be up there at the top.
Yeah.
Like if you just think about all the movies he's made that star women, they're all great. It's incredible. And I think that it's very interesting to see how this fits too, because I think that he's such a good director at making like kind of like funny movies and like lively movies.
They're fun.
And that's something that Superman's been really just missing desperately for like the last like 2 decades. He's just such a dour 1D character, and Supergirl like obviously kind of just like, I guess, getting the dribble off of that. But I think that from what I've watched from the Melissa Benoist one,
right? Yeah, I think that's how you say her name.
Yeah, from what like the scenes I've seen from that, I'm like, oh, this is like way different. Obviously, it's like a little bit more upbeat. But like, I think that this is a good director, just kind of bring that to life and give you like Superman, Supergirl, like a little bit more juice.
Yeah, I hope she's kind of, because a lot of takes on her, they'll have her as like an angsty teenager, like the angsty cousin. Sometimes she's a cousin, sometimes she's like a niece to Superman. Like an angsty teenager. I really hope they go that direction, because that's like Cruella, that's like Itanya. Like he's really good at using music, and obviously James Gunn is like, that's his MO. Big time. I'd love for this movie to be fun. I saw people shitting on this too, like Craig Gillespie, boring director. He's a perfect director for this kind of stuff. Like popcorn movie, just throw it on, have some fun. Like this doesn't need to be an award winner.
I don't think I would never call
even like, and his paycheck movies are great. Like, or not great, but Cruella I think is by far the best of the Disney live action movies.
Yeah.
Dumb Money, not my favorite, but it's still like good and serviceable. A lot of people liked it. Middle America loved it. So yeah, no, I like this pick. Way better than who the fuck did he pick for Andy Muschietti's still attached to that goddamn Batman movie.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think that happens.
Yeah.
Tim Robinson's getting an HBO series that he will co-write and star in.
Oh, really?
It's titled The Chair Company. It will
Tim Robinson. I heard Tim Robbins in my head.
Tim Robbins? No, that would be the last thing I've seen him in was the Oscars, and before that,
Silo.
I never finished, and I watched.
Oh yeah, he plays the dad in Silo.
Yeah, but Tim Robinson is getting HBO series that he'll co-write and star in. It's titled The Chair Company. It follows a man who will investigate a far-reaching conspiracy after an embarrassing incident at work, which sounds like 5 different. I think you should leave skits. But yeah, I mean, him getting this kind of reminds me of when Nathan Fielder got what was it, the audition, which the audition wasn't everyone's cup of tea compared to like Nathan For You, which I get. I still think the audition was very funny at times, like super fucking funny. And I think that Tim Robinson getting like HBO type budget to do his own series, I think is great news for anybody.
Yeah, and just the HBO type freedom more than anything. Getting to work with like really talented writers that the HBO is able to pull in versus the writers Netflix. No offense to Netflix, just like, well, no, actually offense to Netflix, not able to pull in the talent that I think HBO is. So yeah, no, I can't imagine this fails. They picked it up for a pilot, but this will get greenlit. Even if even if they don't like the pilot, I think this will get greenlit because he has such a large dedicated fandom now.
And if you look at the people that he manages to get on, I think you should leave as far as like stars go. Like that will be tenfold, I think, with HBO. Like, you'll get so many great people that want to come and join in on that. Like even.
I do hope he still pulls in like just those random
no, I like the randos too. The weirdos are like the fucking
little Italian man.
No, the Santa guy.
Yes.
Which is now just in every movie.
Yeah.
That dude, I love that.
He's great though.
He is legit. I like him a lot. Like, that's my rate. I love that. And then he did the shirt one in the last season. But yeah, I think you'll be able to get like a Walton Goggins now into stuff like this.
Yeah. Danny McBride, like those kind of characters.
But yeah, that's the news. Shogun and Invincible episodes. Shogun, I think, really good episode. I did say last week that I want something big to happen. I think you get a little bit of that in this one. Definitely not like a big, massive scene that like I was kind of hoping for, but I did really like the episode. Everything that happens in the show, I'm always just kind of like on the edge of my seat, like, ooh, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just a fantastic show.
Yeah, it's just very well made. Just extremely well made.
It's like on another level compared to so many different shows that you're gonna watch, and I just love the fact that they respect the audience enough to be like, just fucking read Japanese, man.
Yeah,
read the subtitles.
We all know how to read. Come on.
Yeah, and it just gives it like a little extra layer of, I guess, authenticity is the word, and immersion for sure. Immersion, that's way better. And just like the scenery, like all like the on location stuff that they're doing, like just absolutely fantastic, man. I just love that show.
I love that background, like that blurred, swirled background effect that they use.
Yeah.
Really cool. It just kind of makes you focus in on the characters. I don't know what it is, but.
And without spoiling, and I tweeted this too. This confirmed my theory that there are very few characters that engage an audience as much as a fail son. Like anytime you see a grown adult male son fucking shit up, like messing up, trying to impress his dad and fucking up in the process, like there's just something so like monkey brain activation, like, you know what I mean? Like your brain just turns on, like, yeah, you see that guy, he's fucking up. Like something I think we just love about that as TV and movie watchers. And then the Invincibles finale, which I know you haven't.
I haven't watched it, but you could talk about it because I've read through all of it multiple times.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, in the broadest of terms, and I won't spoil obviously anything here, the 2-year wait for season 2, and then the 5-month wait for season 2, part 2. That is like, there's such an insane derailment of their own hype train that it pisses me off as a fan of it. And then I was like, well, at least the episodes are good, which they are. Season 2, part 2, all the episodes are really good. And I was like, okay, well, at least I know, like, I feel like I can pretty reasonably guess they're going to nail their finale for the season 2. I mean, season 1 finale was one of the best. Like, I would say, like, toe to toe with, like, about any season 1's finale, it could go toe to toe with without a question. This season 1 finale was just kind of like, it's good. There is minimal to no payoff whatsoever. As far as, like, not necessarily like the plots they build up in the show, but just as far as like the wait time that they imposed on us as an audience, it's like, okay, well, you have to deliver now. And then I think there was just not enough of a payoff in this final episode to warrant that. And it really just kind of, it pissed me off as a fan of as a huge fan of the show.
Yeah. And I don't understand. Well, I kind of get it. People are upset at the people who are like, that we shouldn't be waiting this long for this series. They're like, the animators are working so hard. They are working hard. I'm not mad at the animators. I'm mad at Amazon. This is like the second richest company in the world. If they want to make this series and get it out in 3 months, they probably fucking could. All we're asking is for like a year. Get a season out a year. Probably more than 8 episodes out a year, if we're being honest. You can't pace the show like this. You're going to lose all interest. And what will happen is, and it happened with just splitting the season in 2, the hype dies off and then there's no demand for the show. The show will never get finished. They'll just be like, oh, people aren't watching anymore. They'll cancel it. Yeah, no, the show's great. Don't get me wrong. It's just like we can hold Amazon to a higher standard on getting the show out and releasing it in a reasonable time period. Just reasonable. Like, I'm not asking for season 3 tomorrow. Just maybe beginning of 2025, end of this year. I don't think that's crazy.
I presume that they've already started working on it. I mean, that's I think I shouldn't, based on how long the wait time was for this last one. But I don't know, man. If they can get like 3 seasons of The Boys out per year.
Yeah, I would assume a much bigger lift.
Exactly. That's why it's kind of crazy to me. It's like you can get, in like anime gets out like a new fucking show out every 5 minutes. Like, come on, we can do this. We can do this. And I think, again, all the episodes that they put out this year, they were great. I like them a lot. It's just the extra, or like kind of like the meta part of like the whole production process, it kind of affects my viewing experience as a fan watching this. Like if I had maybe never watched Invincible and I just started it today, I'd probably be like, yeah, it was good. I still probably don't think I would be totally satisfied with the finale, but the addition of the fact that the wait times, like, that just makes this finale so much less satisfying, and that really just rubbed me the wrong way.
One more thing. This is at Amazon and Disney. Why are you dropping these shows at Wednesday at 12 Pacific?
So stupid.
It's the dumbest. Put these on Saturday mornings. Imagine X-Men 97, Invincible comes out Saturday morning. You wake up hungover in your bed. You throw those nice, soothing cartoons right in front of you. Nice, vibrant colors. Makes you feel nice. You finish them off. You go out for the day, and you talk to your friends about it. You're up in the morning. Everyone else is watching it Saturday morning, so the timeline's full. The reactions are nice. There's just no planning. It feels just stupid the way they're releasing this shit. Mm-hmm. Drop this shit on Saturday. Make Saturday mornings great again.
Speaking of X-Men 97, I started it yesterday. Got, I think, 3 or 4 episodes in. It's pretty fucking good.
It's really well done. It's obviously not like as heavy as Invincible or like any of the other like live action shows like The Boys or, you know, these Daredevil, stuff like that. But it's a really good watch. Like, it's really, really well done. Good for kids, good for adults. And the animation's incredible. Very cool style that they're using.
I hadn't really watched a ton of the original when I was growing up, but when I was like just looking it up, they got so many of the original voice actors back, which is sick. I love that. A lot of the new ones that they picked, like I recognize from like anime dubs and stuff, like, and all those things. Like the guy that voices Cyclops. Oh yeah, you hear that voice and you recognize him from like 18 different anime dubs. Immediately. But yeah, I really like it so far. Very interesting concept through a few episodes. Like I don't want to spoil for anyone who hasn't started yet. I like I'm trying to think of how to say it without spoiling. I like what they did with Magneto. Very interested to see what they did with Magneto.
Magneto rules, man.
Yeah. This Magneto too. Damn.
With his long hair.
Damn. Muscular as fuck. He's like a 99-year-old Holocaust survivor that is just ripped out of his fucking mind.
He's like standing in front of the UN in his outfit too.
Yeah. Great voice. Flowing locks. He's crazy.
Dude, and the outfits they're putting Gambit in, he looks like a little slut.
Dude, he wore like the crop tops like ending right here.
Oh my God.
With like the V-taper going all the way down.
Oh my God. I see that outfit on the Daily in the West Village. I'll tell you that much.
It's hysterical. All right, Godzilla. I guess just pull up a fucking Godzilla synopsis for Godzilla. Okay, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. just
How do we even review this movie?
It's so stupid, dude. Okay, so Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. Two ancient titans, Godzilla and Kong, clash in an epic battle as humans unravel their intertwined origins and connection to Skull Island's mysteries. They don't. It's not really like. I feel like the way they're phrasing this, that's Godzilla versus Kong. It's not really.
No, for a moment.
Like 2 seconds.
They definitely fight, but
2 seconds at the pyramids. Like,
mostly mates.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly mates.
Mostly friends. All right, Godzilla x Kong: New Empire. The last movie, I think, was better than King of the Monsters. King of the Monsters, I think, was better than just Godzilla.
Godzilla, I go back and forth on.
I think Skull Island is better. I kind of like it literally just goes up.
I think Skull Island is by far the best. Really,
better than the last one.
Yeah,
I think I like the last. Skull Island is very, very good. I just think it's very detached from everything that's happening in the rest of them. And I think they're all, for the most part, you know what you're getting when you get them. This is literally no different. It's a very, like you were just saying, it's kind of a difficult movie to review because like I'm not going into Godzilla x Kong: A New Empire being like I'm gonna get blown away like I did with Godzilla -1 or something like that.
No.
But I think, and I kind of want to do some. I think pros and cons probably best for this. The good things about this, the big scope CGI stuff looks solid as always.
I think the CGI looks really, really good.
Better than the last
there
one.
are spots where it's like, oh, what the hell? But for the most part, looks great. Especially Kong, like the hair on him, like,
his beard. He had a tapered beard, which is hysterical.
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah,
and I think specifically the CGI in the grand scope, the gorilla fights. Like the monkey fights are sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The monkey fights in the Hollow Earth where they were like beating the fuck out of each other. Like when Kong uses the tiny monkey as like a morning star to beat the other monkeys up.
I was wondering when will you get to this. That's immediate. Pro number 1. Kong uses baby Kong as a fucking nunchuck.
Yeah, to beat the fuck out of other monkeys and then throws him. And then he's his best friend 2 seconds later. This is crazy. I think all the monkey fight stuff for the most part was good. I think maybe the bigger issue I had was that Scar King.
Yeah, stupid.
Kind of a black villain in the Frozone lizard or whatever. It was very like whatever.
Frozone dog.
Yeah,
the dog.
More of a dog.
Just becomes a dog at the end.
I think the big things you go into this movie though for are big monster fights, and I think the monster fights for the most part, they're solid. So in that way, big success.
Yeah, I think they finally gave up on I think they really finally gave up on the humans in this one, in giving them any sort of like dramatic storyline.
They kind of didn't give up on it enough. I think
there was still some lingering stuff with the girl, and I gotta say the baby Kong, he was like a bad kid character.
Yeah, he was. You're right.
He was like a bad kid character. I was like, get him the fuck off the screen. Like I was hoping he would fall into that lava pit at that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, like you said, the monster fights dominate the movie. They give it enough screen time, which has been an issue. Like the last one, Mechagodzilla, doesn't show up till the very end. Mm-hmm. This one, you get plenty of like different monsters, and they're doing WWE moves.
Dude, the suplex.
You
didn't even get to talk about the fucking
RKO.
suplex, or you suplex Godzilla at the pyramids. That was crazy.
That was awesome. Another pro, number 2 on my pro list. Godzilla sleeping in the Coliseum.
Yeah, sleeping in the Coliseum in Rome. Very funny.
So funny because I've never been to Rome. Going this summer, excited. I don't think the Coliseum is big enough to hold Godzilla.
Definitely not.
So
Definitely not.
They just changed the proportions of either the Coliseum or Zilla when he's sleeping in the Coliseum to make it work. But I'm glad they did.
It's crazy. I think the biggest cons I had for the movie was just like every scene involving a human was a stupid waste of time.
See, I still really like Brian Tyree Henry. And
the fucking podcaster that saves the world?
Yeah, I thought he was funny in this one again. I thought he was funny in the last one. And then, I think Dan Stevens is awesome. Trapper.
I think that we needed zero. Like, you could do the same movie and you take out every single human scene, right? And you make this movie like an hour and a half long of just monster fights with like implied dialogue, basically. Like, everything's like body language for kaijus. I think it's a 10 times better movie. Like, instead of like Rebecca Hall being like, but I'm your mommy. No, that's your family though. Oh my God, no. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just show us the monsters fighting. It's been the same issue I've had with not only the last movie, but also King of the Monsters. It's like, who gives a rat's ass about the human plotline of this? Nobody cares. It's not even like, with like Pacific Rim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of like establish like the humans are the main characters. Like that's like you want to see them fight, but like they're also the ones fighting them, right? Because they're in the Jaegers or whatever fight. So like that's your sort of like I guess like entry point into the kaiju fights.
Yeah.
They don't have that with this. It's just monster fight monster is what you're there for. So get rid of the human element. Just have the monsters beating the fuck out of each other.
We don't care if the humans get saved, and I don't think the movie itself really cares if the humans get saved. No one got saved in this movie.
No.
3 different cities got leveled, like just fucking destroyed. They're like, Kong saved us. Brazil is just flat.
Brazil's gone.
Brazil's flat.
Gone.
Rome, I'm assuming, is flattened too. If he's sleeping in the Colosseum, no one lives there. No one's gonna live when there's a
world
giant
would be
lizard.
falling apart. Yes. Every city is destroyed.
Every city was destroyed. They're like, he saved the day. No, there's got to be like 10 million people dead.
How many cities have been destroyed in this Godzilla verse? Like, because they start out in San Fran gets leveled in the first one, right?
Yes. It's San Fran in the first one.
He destroyed.
They don't ever go to New York, right?
Boston is gone.
Boston got really fucking destroyed. I forgot about that.
And they also blew up. Let's see, cities of destruction in Godzilla.
Where was Mecca? Where's the Mecca fight? Was that in like China?
Oh, this is like they're showing old Godzilla. The Mecca fight was definitely in a big city, but I forget. Was it like Singapore or something?
Yes, I mean, just all these international cities have just been destroyed by these.
San Fran's been destroyed. Vegas has been destroyed. Washington D.C. has been destroyed. Boston has been destroyed. Honolulu. That was the big city they blew up with Mechagodzilla.
Was that where they fought?
It was like a tropical place.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was like in the South China Sea or something like that.
London, Moscow, Washington D.C. all destroyed. Let's see. Rio, obviously. Rio got destroyed by not only that, but also the big mammoth one in King of the Monsters destroyed Rio. So it's been destroyed twice. So, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like every city is gone, and yet there's the most functioning like capital or what do you call company in the world is still just Monarch, just chilling. They're totally fine. The world is still turning. It's like multiple millions inhabitant cities have been leveled, and it just nobody cares. But yeah, so I just think if you get rid of the human storylines and just have the monsters beating the fuck out of each other on a destroyed Earth, I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah, that could be fun. That could be fun.
Put
them in space. Ooh,
there's definitely
give Kong a spacesuit.
There's a space capable. Why did they say so when they make Kong the prosthetic arm braced thing, right? Did they say why they had because they mentioned like, yeah, well, luckily we had a prototype right here. Like,
yeah, they were like after Mecha, we were like, what if we need our own robot
Kong?
What if we need a robot Kong? So they'd start
they just made the arm brace that just happened to work perfectly for fucking whatever. But yeah, I think my biggest takeaway from these movies is still just get rid of every human plot line and you will have a significantly better movie that more people will. I can imagine if maybe like let's say 25% or maybe like after the first act of this movie, just Rebecca Hall gets eaten.
Oh yeah,
by a gorilla. Wouldn't you be like, damn, that's awesome? Like,
and then you're kind of worried about your human characters.
Yeah,
like somebody might die.
None of the human characters that have died in these movies have really been impactful either. It's just kind of like
that's true.
They die.
It's insane the number of actors, big actors who have been in this franchise too.
Bryan Cranston died, but kind of off camera, in the first one. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think.
Shea Wiggum was in this at one point.
Shea Wiggum's death is one of the funniest in maybe all of action movie or action sci-fi history.
Just so pointless.
Holding up the grenades, just hysterical. And I don't know. Just the more I think about it.
Also Scar King, just having he had one of those weapons that was like the laser pointer from the Jurassic World movie, where he's like just instead of like killing someone with his weapon, he just points it until the pointing it at monster. The person, and then the Frozo, the
Frozone dog.
Yeah, at the very end, when Kong is like patting his head and rubbing him like a dog, I died. When
I do like his death was funny. And again, we're in spoilers, whatever. Who gives a shit about this? But like the death of Scar King is very funny. I thought.
Yeah. I mean, just she used the little girl or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, this movie. I had fun. This is like what I wanted Roadhouse to be. Just very stupid.
Very, very dumb.
Never once tried to. I don't think it really ever tried to be very serious. Mothra. No. Oh, Mothra looked awesome. We haven't talked about that. Mothra looked cool as hell. Yeah. My queen.
Or when was she in King of the Monsters, right? Mothra?
I think they just show her. I don't think she ever comes out, does she?
No, she like heals Godzilla at one point. Do you remember like
I don't remember this at all.
I'm pretty.
I'll probably forget this movie in a month too.
Mothra King.
I won't forget the Baby Kong being used like a nunchuck. That GIF is like, I saw that GIF hit my timeline, and I was like, "There's no way this is in the movie. This is just some fan animation that somebody like had made." And then once it was in the movie, the whole theater died laughing.
I had seen the one scene where he before I watched
just
it,
like yelling.
It comes up and like yells in his face and just one hit clocks him to the floor, knocks him out. It's hysterical how much stronger.
The movie came out on Thursday. Those GIFs were on the timeline on Wednesday. I don't know how they were already out.
Dude, it's hysterical. It's just a stupid big monster movie. Wish there was more monster, less human. Although they did fix the ratio tremendously versus the last couple entries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm landing. I'm like a square 50 for me. You know exactly what you're getting.
I think I'm at a 52. Yeah, 50, 55. I mean, yeah, it's not winning awards, but I think that is a very fun big screen movie. I'll probably never watch it at home, but I'm glad I went to the theater to see it.
Yeah. I think next week we'll be doing Monkey Man.
Yeah, I think we're both seeing it tonight.
Yeah, Monkey Man. I considered doing Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. It's just such a whatever nothing movie to me. The first one was like borderline, like, oh, it's all right, it's all right. The Frozen Empire is just big nothing burger to me. Kung Fu Panda 4. Cabrini I saw, which I thought was
You were
very
the
good.
only person I know who has seen this movie.
It's pretty good. It's a very like I don't know how to explain it. Vibes movie is the wrong way to put it. It's almost like Italian Forrest Gump, except it's a nun. It's just kind of like a slice of life movie about this lady doing all these good deeds in New York. Like, I don't know. It's like totally just whatever to me. Or not whatever. That's the wrong way to put it. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I liked it way more than I thought I would. But yeah, I think Monkey Man will be next. Hearing nothing but fantastic things about it so far. Really high rating, I believe, on Rotten and everything as well. And Dev Patel's all the stories coming out from production are sick.
Dev Patel just seems like a really cool fucking guy, to be honest. Like, really cool.
What happened? He like broke his right hand filming, and they fixed his entire choreo so that he could fight with his left hand or something.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, very excited to watch it. Again, hearing nothing but great things. And I love the trailer that they used the song. Like,
what was the song that
they used? Like the Indian song in the trailer. Yes. It's just, I love that. But yeah, gonna go see Monkey Man later tonight, and we'll have that for you next week. But until then, see you guys then.